So, why did the Jews call Jesus a Samaritan when they knew he was Jewish? So, John 8 and 48 says, "Aren't we right in saying that you're a Samaritan and have a demon?" Now, what's that about? Well, to get the full picture, we don't just need context, we need background. Hey, I'm Chaplain Kevin Bett, and welcome to day 5 of the 10 Commandments of reading the Bible. So, in today's commandment, it's this: it is, "Thou shalt interpret the passage in light of its background." So, let's break that down. Context is what comes before and after a verse, but background is the world behind the verse. It's the history, the geography, the culture, the purpose that shapes what's being said. And without it, we can completely misread a passage. So let's go back to John 8 and 48, right? So the religious leaders are insulting Jesus, not just by calling him demon possessed, but also by calling him a Samaritan. Now, geographically, Samaria was just north of Judea, but culturally, it was enemy territory. Jews and Samaritans had centuries of hostility, rooted in racial, religious, and political division going all the way back to the events of 2 Kings, the 17th chapter. So in this moment, calling Jesus a Samaritan was loaded. They weren't just saying, "You're from the wrong side of town, bruh." They were saying, "You're a heretic and an outsider," and demonized on top of all that. Understanding the background shows the full weight of that moment and what is going on behind what is actually said in the text. So let me give you another example. Philippians 4 and 13. We've all heard this before. "I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me." Popular verse, right? We see it all the time used in sports, business, relationships, etc. But here's the historical background. Paul is actually writing this passage from a Roman prison under Roman guard. And he's talking about learning to be content, whether well-fed, hungry, rich, or poor. He's not talking about dunking basketballs and the stuff that we use it for. He's talking about an endurance in suffering that comes from being with Jesus Christ. And he can remain faithful in any circumstance. Background brings clarity. I got one more for you. Revelations 3, 15 and 16. "You are neither hot nor cold. I wish that you were one or the other, so because you are lukewarm, I will spit you out." Now, without the background, this sounds like God wants people to be spiritually hot or cold, and lukewarm is just the bad middle ground. But check the geography. Laodicea, the city Jesus is addressing, it had no clean water source. Hot springs came from nearby Hierapolis. Cold springs came from Colossae. But by the time water reached Laodicea, it was warm, dirty, and barely drinkable. So Jesus isn't saying, "I wish you were cold-hearted." He's saying, "I wish that you were useful, but you're lukewarm in your faith. It's like having nasty water and I can't use it." It's the background of the story that unlocks the real meaning. So how do we interpret in light of the background? Well, we have to ask, what's happening in history at that time? Who is writing? Why are they writing? What's the culture, the customs, the geography? Who is the audience? And what would they have understood this passage to mean? When we do that, the Bible goes from black and white into full color in 4K. And if you're hungry for more, you already know what's going on. Listen, I'm teaching a live Zoom course called How to Study the Bible Book by Book. It begins next Tuesday, July 22nd from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we're going to dig into background, context, structure, grammar, all of this good stuff. Everything you need to read with confidence and clarity. So register today at www.greaterworksdiscipleship.com. We're not just going to read the Bible, we're going to study it because the Bible is alive. So that's day 5. So tomorrow we'll discuss recognizing, identifying, and interpreting any figurative expressions in the passage. Love you so much, and we'll see you tomorrow. Blessings.